Summers, I tell you, summers are. This chair is weird. Oh my god, it just doesn't adjust to where I want it to be. But, anyways. So, how have all of you been? I mean, it's been ages since we did a episode of Vodcast, hasn't it? But yeah, some mishappenings happened on the previous YouTube channel, so I had to. Am I in focus? That is always the problem with Nikon cameras. A stupid Nikon focusing problem all the time. But yeah, previous YouTube channel is no more. It was compromised. Some weird things happened there. So I created a new YouTube channel, but after creating this new YouTube channel, I did not get enough time to upload videos on this channel. So if you're hearing bells in the background, that's people worshipping God, asking Him to be kind and give them money and other things. But never worked for me, but probably it works for them. But let's start monitoring ourselves. Yes. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How have you been? And today, in this it's an episode of Vodcast after a very long time. This is an episode which has been due since a very long time, and I was trying to do this episode, but somehow I was not finding time enough for myself, for my hobbies, and for everything else. But now I have the time. So, new YouTube channel, new Discord server. I do have a new Discord server. I'll leave the link below. Is that how they do it? Below this table is like wires and my recording setup. But it'll be in the description. So here is another new episode of Vodcast for you guys. And the highlight of today's episode is that 1, it is on a new YouTube channel. 2, it's after a really long time. And 3, the third highlight of this episode of Vodcast today is this guy right here. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to me all this while on the Warm Audio WA47 Junior. It's a studio condenser, large diaphragm, FET microphone from Warm Audio. And I do believe I like this microphone because it has a nice dark sound to it. A tonality that I really appreciate. And what makes me drawn towards this microphone or attracted toward this microphone is the kind of mellow tone and the kind of sound signature that it produces. You would be hearing this. In this video, I have decided that I will probably not do any post-processing. That would depend on the noise level in the background, and if people barge in my room or something weird happens, I have to do what I'll do is I would not do any kind of EQ or compression on this video, so it'll be just something with probably a bit of cleanup and nothing fancy. So here is the Warm Audio WA47 Junior. Pricing. In India, these microphones are insanely priced. They are incorrectly priced, obviously, but they're insanely priced. So now when I purchased the Warm Audio WA47 Junior, it's a very interesting story behind this microphone. 1 year ago, exactly 1 year ago, last year, July 2020, I came across this microphone. One of my buddies who has a studio, he's a singer kind of a person. So he has all these great condenser microphones and fancy condenser microphones. He also has a TLM 103 and everything. So he really does a lot of stuff with those microphones. He told me that, hey, I just want to try a U47 sometimes, but I don't have the money and I don't have the cash. And, I run a standalone studio for myself. So he told me that, I'm a big fan of the U47 sound and I want to experience that kind of a sound. So then I told him that, there are some microphones which are like emulations of the 47 style microphones, and this was one of them. Although not really, the U47 used to be like a tube microphone, if I'm not wrong. I may be wrong, you can correct me. But I think the U47 was a classic tube microphone from Neumann, and that tube microphone was probably in every recording studio back then. It's still available in some recording studios. I know a few in India who still have that, large film production sets, and everybody, those guys who can afford that. A huge budget is required for that particular microphone. I don't believe it's like on sale now. Probably you can still get it from, I don't know, vintage sources or something, but I don't think that microphone is openly on sale now. U67 definitely, we see the 67 lot. People have that. Some of my friends have the U67. What a microphone that is. Someday, probably. Don't know. It's a long game. But, so I suggested my friend that, hey, you can get the Warm Audio WA47, which is a tube microphone, by the way. So he said that, the WA47 is like ridiculously priced here. It's like, I don't know, it's like $2,000 in India right now. Yeah, it's ridiculously priced. So then what he told me was, he said that, hey, what do you think about the 47 Junior? And I was like, I don't think if the 47 Junior is a real emulation of the U47, I don't know, but it claims to be a 47 style microphone, so yeah, why not? And things happened and we didn't talk after that for a very long time. I was busy, he was making some of his music and other things. But one fine evening, it was basically late night, I got a call and he said, hey, can you come to my house tomorrow morning before you go for office and everything? And I was like, okay. He stays like really close to my place. And so I went there, I went to his place and I told him that, what he wanted me for. And he actually literally refused to tell me why he was calling me. So I was like, are you crazy? I knew that, he probably would have acquired some gear or something. So the next morning when I went there, I saw this guy. It was right there in his studio, ready with all, on the stand and shock mount and everything. I'm also using it with the shock mount and everything. If you're interested to see that, this is it. And as usual, I like my microphones to be on desk stands because I prefer desk stands. They are very convenient and very unobtrusive, I believe. And since I don't bump my desks or bump my microphones or bump my, recording stuff much, it's not a problem for me. So when I was finally there, I saw this microphone. I told him that, have you created something with this microphone? And he told me, yes, I am testing this microphone throughout the night. And he's such a big freak, like, really big freak. He said, I didn't sleep last night. I was testing this microphone continuously. I was like, okay, what did you test? And then he played a song that he had created with this microphone for me. He actually played, I don't know the music terminology, but he actually created a song and he had the raw, like the vocal part without any processing, the dry part as they call it. And he also had the processed version of it. When I heard the microphone, I was like blown away and I was like, hey, what do you think? Should I buy this microphone? Would it be overkill? And he said, for your use case, for just podcasting, I don't think you need a 47 style microphone. The problem with me is when somebody tells me that, hey, you don't need this, I immediately need that thing. That's a huge problem with me. I don't know, I'm a freak, but yeah. Call me whatever you want. That's a problem with me. When somebody tells me that you don't need this particular thing, I suddenly feel a very tempting urge to have that very particular thing. Microphones especially. No pun intended. So like every finance personnel can relate with, how they keep a tab on markets every day. I keep a tab on the market and microphones every day. So I started looking at this microphone. I was like, okay, it's $520. $520 in India. $520. That's too much. Have some friends in US. I was on the Podcasters Discord and people told me that it's a great microphone, but it costs around $300 there. I was like, wow, this microphone is almost twice its actual cost. And I was honestly not ready to pay that much for this microphone. But then, one fine day, this microphone came down in price and it finally got stuck on around $427. Now, it remained on the 427 level for around 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks maybe. And finally, one day, this microphone, I have the Amazon notifications enabled and they tell me that, you'll get notifications of deals since you're a Prime member and all that stuff. So one fine evening, early evening, it was almost afternoon, I got a notification from Amazon saying that the Warm Audio WA47 Junior is now available for $400. And I just calculated everything. I calculated the import duties, like from Tom, and if I would have imported this microphone, how much would it cost and everything. It was roughly $400. So I thought, okay, it's not going to go below this, I've been waiting for a year now, and I can't wait anymore, so I ordered this microphone. So I finally paid $400 for the Warm Audio WA-47 Junior. I got it like $100 costlier than what I should have paid for it, but I think it's worth it. But as I use this microphone, I got acquainted to the sound signature of this microphone. I recorded some episodes of my podcast, and those episodes have not been published yet. I'm yet to do a comparison of this microphone with some other microphones. I'm not doing that on video. It's going to take a lot of time. Plus, I want it to be a bit detailed than this. This is more of a casual banter, that we do on Vodcast. So, ATOX Mike's next episode would be featuring the Warm Audio WA-47 Junior. So when I use this microphone, what I found out was that if I wouldn't have purchased this microphone, the iPad just went, the notifications just, they just start happening when I record. That's a regular feature now. Yeah, don't worry about it. But anyways, so if I wouldn't have spent $400 on this microphone, what is the other microphone that would have been a viable replacement for this microphone? I have the answer to that, but people might not agree with me. They might tell me that, I'm a fool, I'm an idiot, and I'm biased or whatever. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are in a territory, if you are in an area where you want this microphone and you don't get this microphone, or you get this microphone for a price that is not worth, the extra cash that you have to pay for, the premium that you have to pay for the acquisition of this microphone, the Rode NT1, let me tell you, is a very worthy alternative. Because somewhat, I hope people will tell me that, it's bassy and, it's presence boosted and it's metallic and everything. Like, see, sound is very subjective, and if you feel that the NT1 sound signature is not meant for you, sure, definitely get something else for yourself. But if you really want something that comes close to this guy, it's the NT1. I'm telling you that, and I'll be comparing it to the NT1 and other microphones in my podcast, ATOX Mics. So the next episode will be... That's my neighbor's dog barking. He does that all the time when I record. He somehow knows. Can dogs smell that a microphone is being used or I'm recording? I don't know. I love dogs, by the way, but this guy... Oh my god. But anyways, moving on. So the next episode of ATOX Mics will be using this microphone. And you've been hearing the Warm Audio WA-47 Junior all this while. And I'll be happy to know your opinions about it, because we're here to talk about microphones and we're here to talk about life and everything else. So this was about me, this was about microphones, this was about the story of the Warm Audio WA-47 Junior. Another interesting facet that happened in the past few days was like the COVID situation. The COVID situation definitely improved where I am. It's actually quite good. Right now the cases are really under control. The one thing that I've seen is that people have started taking things for granted. Yet again, they're like not wearing masks and they're like not following distance protocols and everything. It's become a joke. It's become a joke. And what I feel is that we're going to have another disaster at our hands very soon. Like, the governments are not mad to give you norms, and the governments are not foolish to give you protocols to follow. And not only your governments, the international governments and the WHO and every organization, if you believe in them, if you follow them. I mean, the guidelines are guidelines. You probably won't have a political opinion. You probably won't have like a cultural or religious opinion, but we all agree on one point. This is a time of distress. It's a time where you have to exercise caution. And if you don't do that, you're going to be affected by the ill effects of this illness that's called COVID. So I've been going out every day. I've been going to office. Formally offices have started here in India, and in my city it's been like people have been going to work and traveling and taking the bus and the metro and the public transport. But somewhere, this time people are like really fearful. There are those people who are fearful, and then there are those people who are like still flaunting the norms. Of course, those people who are flaunting the norms are more in numbers. They are the majority. But what I believe is that this is not the time to be complacent. We shouldn't be complacent. And if we are complacent now, we are probably inviting a potential third wave, which is like lingering on, and people are telling that August end and it's going to be here. So we all know what's happening in Kerala. The cases are like 20,000 plus every day. So it's a message to my Indian brethren. Please follow the norms. Don't flaunt them. Don't flaunt them. It's about your life, your family's life, your dear ones, near ones. All of them will get impacted by this. So please, follow the protocols. One very interesting thing that I want to talk about today is an observation that I've made. This is again about the Indian community everywhere, like in India, outside India, various towns, various cities, various countries. I have not seen as an active fandom as the Indian television fandom is active. And I usually don't mean to criticize anybody, but today I am criticizing a bit these people. I don't know if other countries have television fandoms like we have, but there's this one incident that I want to share with you guys. Is 5 days back, I was on Twitter, and I'm very active on Twitter, by the way, because I love to hear opinions, and non-political ones, by the way, because political opinions are usually biased and they're like rigged. So I was on Twitter, and there was this one person who had tweeted about one particular show. I don't even remember the name of that show. It's so silly. They had tweeted that, hey guys, any of you is a person of law, anyone who can help me with this, and I'm looking for laws to protect my favorite couple from getting separated in my favorite TV show. I read the tweet, registered it for a bit, and then I was like, what? You want laws to protect your favorite television couple to not be separated in your favorite television show? Guys, I was literally looking up the Hindu Marriage Act. I thought somebody had really wanted to do something for their favorite couple in real life, until I registered the fact that it was for a television show. That is insane. That is insane. Indian television, you guys have good potential. I'm an Indian myself. But you know what? Dear Indian television and Indian television fans, please follow restraint. Your feelings, your emotions are they're like everywhere. Don't do that. You know what? People are laughing at you right now. Don't do that. It's like really brings disgrace to even those people, the country as a whole, who are not a part of your fandoms or whatever you are. Just a word of caution. It's too much. And I literally replied to that person. I told them that, hey, calm down. It's not serious. It's a TV show, and laws don't apply to TV shows. So they were like, then they just came at me, and they were like, how dare you, and who are you to tell me, and everything. But I was like, why are you doing this? This is really odd. So yeah, this was an incident that really stayed with me, and I wanted to share this with all of you. I don't know if any other countries, like Korea has some really good shows and films. I think Japan has great shows and films. America, of course, UK, everywhere almost, So I believe that, fandoms exist everywhere. Like, people are fans of films and TV shows, and, there are like cults of television shows and everything. But this, please, get a life. Sorry, but please, get a life. Alright, coming back to the Warm Audio WA-47 Junior. This thing has some switches on it. It has some switches. Do you want me to engage those switches right now? Or let's do it. All this while you've been listening to this microphone, you've been listening to me on the warm audio WA47 Junior, and you've been listening to me on the cardioid setting. Now it's time to change. Let's change it to figure eight. Sorry for the noise. Ouch. This is the figure eight setting. So if I go to the side, it's going to be a drop off. This chair is super squeaky, by the way. Sorry. Huge drop off. I go to the back, and you could probably hear the. That's a very weird sound. Who would even use figure eight? People would. I don't. Back to cardioid. Sorry for the noise. Cardioid. Can you hear the noise rising? This is the omnidirectional pattern. So wherever you go, you can hear the microphone just picking up everything. Omnidirectional microphones definitely do have their own usage, but for voiceovers or podcasters, no, you don't need omnidirectional. Get rid of an omnidirectional mic if you have one. Probably do whatever you want to. Back to cardioid, just a moment. Oh my god. These are the polar patterns. I believe it has a pad and high pass filter. I'm not going to do that because, oh my god, I don't do pads and high pass filters. I do high pass filters in post processing, but not here. So this has been a brand new episode of Vodcast after a very long time. It's a long episode. I know people might have got bored and left already, but if you've still stayed, thank you so much. And take good care of yourself. And I shall see you in the next episode of Vodcast very soon, by the way. It won't be delayed as this one. But I'll be back very soon with another episode of Vodcast. So until then, take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Stay fit. And stay inside if you can. If you're like really not forced to go out to work, please stay inside. Stay safe. Stay healthy. And stay happy. And I shall see you in the next episode of Vodcast.